So, dear students, we'll read first chapter from Snapshot, and this is for 11th class students. The title of the lesson is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, and by it is written by William Saroyan. This story is about two Armenian boys who belong to a very poor tribe, and the tribe was well known for their trust and honesty, and the Armenian boys, whose names were Arm and Murad, they were cousin, and they were fond of horse ride, and to fulfill their hobby or desire, they stole a horse, and they would keep the horse in hide during the day, and when it was dawn, then they take out the horse, and they would fulfill their desire of horse ride, and they were very happy with the horse ride. And when they was to start, when it mean to say when the sun rose, then they would hide the horse to the hiding place which they had decided in a barn. BARN. Barn means Khalihan. One day back there in the good old days when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence, and life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. My cousin Murad, who was considered crazy by everybody who knew him except me, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up tapping on the window of my room. So this is the story of old days, old good days. Mean to say, the narrator Arm tells us about those days when he was 9 years old, and he had deep interest in his surrounding, and everything in his surrounding seemed to him full of happiness, full of magnificence, full of glory, and life seemed to be very delightful and mysterious dream. And his cousin Murad, who was considered crazy means sunki, eccentric, and his cousin, who was considered eccentric by everybody who knew him except me, mean to say except the narrator, everybody considered Murad a crazy fellow, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up tapping on the window of my room. So Murad came to the narrator's house in the morning at 4 a.m. and woke him up by knocking at the window of his room. Arm, he said. I jumped out of bed and looked out of window. I couldn't believe what I saw. And when there was knock at the window, then the narrator Arm jumped out of bed and looked out of window, but he could not believe on his eyes what he saw outside. It wasn't morning yet, but it was summer, and with daybreak, not many minutes around the corner of the world, it was light enough for me to know I wasn't dreaming. So the narrator, when he saw outside, he could see very clearly, although it was daybreak, it was dawn, and sun had not risen at that time, but still there was enough light to see the things very clear, and he saw that he was not dreaming, mean to say what he saw outside was really taking place, was real. And what happens will come to know very soon. My cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. I stuck my head out of the window and rubbed my eyes. So the narrator's cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse, and the narrator stuck his head out of the window. Stuck means he took his head out of the window, he looked out of window and he rubbed his eyes. Yes, he said in Armenian, it's a horse. You're not dreaming, make it quick if you want to ride. So Murad was sitting on the back of the white horse. He said, you are not dreaming. Mean to say, he told the narrator that he was not dreaming and it was real, and it was a real horse, and if he really wanted to enjoy the horse ride, then hurry up. So in this way we come to know that actually Murad had come to the narrator's place to invite him for horse ride. I knew my cousin Murad enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake. So here one thing is very clear, that the narrator knew his cousin Murad very deeply, and he knew that Murad was uh, Murad was a live wire and full of enthusiasm, and he had come in the world by mistake. Mean to say, he was an extraordinary creature, and he was very sportive means चंचल था, बहुत ज़्यादा नटखट था, but this was more than even I could believe. But this time, mean to say, the narrator was sure that he was naughty, sportive, and he could do some sort of mischief, but this time his mistake was more than that, his imagination, and that was far beyond his imagination and beyond his belief. The narrator could not believe that his cousin Murad could steal a horse for fulfilling his desire. In the first place, my earliest memories had been memories of horses, and my first longings had been longings to ride. So, in the first place, the narrator was thinking about his past memories of horse ride, and he just started thinking about the horse and about his first desire to enjoy a horse ride. Mean to say, the narrator was also thinking about horse ride and the horse. He did not think that it was whether it was wrong or right. He was just thinking about horse ride and the horse. This was the wonderful part. In the second place, we were poor, but one thing was very clear, that the horse was stolen, because the narrator himself confesses that they were very poor. This was the part that wouldn't permit me to believe what I saw, and for that very fact, he was not able to believe on his eyes what he saw. Mean to say, the horse could not be purchased or bought by Murad, so it was very clear that it was stolen. We were poor, we had no money, a whole tribe was poverty stricken. Poverty stricken means they were suffering from poverty, and they were very poor with no money, and their whole tribe means community, their whole tribe was suffering from poverty. Every branch of the Groglanian family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty in the world. So here the narrator tells us about the family, and that was Groglanian family, Groglanian tribe in which they lived. In their community, poverty was there, and the comical means that was humorous, and because of their poverty, they were they were made fun, and people would laugh at them just because of their poverty. Comical means funny, funny poverty in the world. Nobody could understand where we ever got money enough to keep us with food in our bellies, and not even the old man of the family. It means they were so poor that nobody could understand that how they were able to keep themselves alive, and their condition was really very critical. Their financial condition was not so good that they could make their both ends meet easily, and after a lot of efforts, they were able to fill their tummies with 2 times meals. So most important of all, though we were famous for our honesty, but one thing was very clear, and that was very important, that because of although they were poor, but still they were very famous for their honesty. We had been famous for our honesty for something like 11 centuries, even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we liked to think was the world. And for the last 11 centuries, they had been known. They were known for their honesty, and that was just like a benchmark for their community in which they lived, even when they had been the wealthiest family in what they liked to think was the world. It means in this way they they were very poor, and that was the wealthiest family, because their virtues of trust and honesty made them very popular and made them the wealthiest family in the whole world. We were proud. We were proud first, honest next, and after that we believed in right and wrong. So the narrator tells us that first of all they were proud of their community, of their tribe, that honest. After that honesty comes, and then comes uh, comparison between right and wrong, or differentiation between right and wrong. None of us would take advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. It means their community, their tribe in which they lived was so generous, was so kind, and so idle, that they never thought of taking undue advantage of anybody in the world, and they could not think of stealing anything. Consequently means as a result. Consequently, even though I could see the horse so magnificent, even though I could smell it so lovely, even though I could hear it breathing so exciting, I couldn't believe the horse had anything to do with my cousin Murad, or with me, or with any of the other members of our family, asleep or awake, because I knew my cousin Murad could have bought the horse, and if he could have bought it, he must have stolen it, and I refused to believe he had stolen it. Consequently means as a result. As a result, uh, even though I could see the horse, mean to say the narrator could see the horse, because the horse was standing in front of his eyes, and that was looking very glorious. Even though he could smell the horse, it and the horse was very lovely, and he could hear the horse breathing, that was very much exciting, but he could not believe that the horse had anything to do with his cousin Murad, because they were very poor and they could not buy a horse. That's why the narrator was not able to relate the horse with his cousin, or with himself. or with any of the other members of a family, of their family, asleep or awake, mean to say whosoever was awake or sleeping. The horse could not believe to anyone, whether he, whether it was whether it was Murad or he himself. The horse could now belong to anyone. And if he could now bought it, he must have stolen it. And the narrator makes it clear that if he was not able to buy it, then he must have stolen it. And I refuse to believe he had stolen it. But he could not think negative also, because trust and honesty were the benchmarks of his community, of his tribe. That's why he could neither think that Murad had stolen the horse. So in this way we come to know that he was in a dilemma whether the horse was stolen or not. But one thing was very clear, that he was not dreaming, he was looking at the real horse. So rest of the part I will cover in next video, and keep learning and stay at home during this lockdown period, because you will your mean to say your health must be given priority, and I hope you will give priority to your health. Thank you for watching these videos, and if you like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe, please.